Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm Tim and we're playing through Silent War 2.0 with the IJN expansion, campaign number 3, Turning the Tide. We're getting ready to start week 1 of October 1943. So we've got a lot of new things happening this month. So let's kind of go over a little bit of that first. First of all, I did redo the war mix for the cups, reshuffled it since we were at the end of we had just finished up 2 months since I had last done that. Also, because it is now October 43, the BVIs gets added to the war mix. Now there is a typo on the war mix table for BVIs. It's supposed to have a 1 in column D for once it comes in, so that's going to get added to the D cup. Also, there were no IJN units that got withdrawn this month, but there were some additions, so we'll look at those. Since the I's is coming into the mix, we of course have the IJN counterpart to that. But then there's also a second BV, the Huga, and the rules say that when you pull the I's counter, you actually randomly choose whether it's the I's or the Huga. So, and they get added to the battleship mix. So they can just be pulled on their own as well without pulling the I's counter. And then we got 3 2,000-ton destroyers that are getting added to the mix. The Fujinami, the Hayanami, and the Suzunami. It was the month of Namis, apparently. All right, so we got that taken care of. We've also got our new subs that will be coming in as reinforcements. So when we get to the reinforcement phase, we'll take care of that. We've got the Tautog that's going to be returning from the West Coast refit box. And then we've also got, I think, 5 subs that are scheduled to be withdrawn. The Grayling, the Trout, the Jack, the Greenling, and the Grouper. The Trout and the Jack have been sunk, so we won't have to worry about those, but the other 3 will start making their way back to Pearl Harbor to be withdrawn. And speaking of that, you may recall at the end of last episode, the Greenling actually just left Pearl Harbor. We had them left them on transit side to push them in further, but had I realized that they were going to be being withdrawn this month, I would have flipped them to patrol side so they could get one last patrol in before they have to be withdrawn. So we're going to do that, just as a retcon from last week. The Grouper is already in Pearl Harbor, so they're just going to go straight to the West Coast. And then the Greenling was over here making their way back to Fremantle, but they're going to have to change course and head over to Pearl Harbor instead. So I think that's a couple other preliminaries I wanted to mention too. We talked about a little bit at the end of last episode how that this is the month where all subs are considered to have radar, and even if you're using the realistic radar rules, it says that once you hit October 43, then you just treat all subs as having radar. And I had toyed around with the idea of continuing to track which subs had gone back in for refit and only consider those as having radar, but after some discussion about it with Brian Miller, opted to just go with the rules as written, and so from this point on all subs are going to have radar, so we won't have to track that anymore. And then the other thing I wanted to mention is this is also the time when we can start forming wolf packs, so we get to start seeing how those work, so that'll be fun. All right, so I think that's all the preliminaries I wanted to talk about. So let's go ahead and get started with, as always, the war event phase. So let's see if we have one this week. Looking for, if we get a 3 or less on the black die, then the white die will tell us which one it is. And we did not. So no war event this week. No torpedo improvement yet. We're at 4, what are we at now? 404 for ships sunk. So once we hit 450, we'll be able to start doing that. So hopefully, maybe by the end of the month, we might be able to try to improve our torpedoes again. All right, let's go on then to the Ultra. See where our Ultra areas are going to be this week. And we got a 4. And a 4 is, for War Period 3, the Curls and the Carolines. Not the best areas to be Ultra areas, but we'll see what we can do with it. It'll definitely help in the curls, but don't know if we're really going to be doing any patrolling in the Carolines. We'll have to see. All right, then we need to do our weather roll. So we are now in October. So we're back down to only a 2 or less, causing a tropical storm formation. We did not get one. So we won't need this anymore this week. That will bring us to the RRR segment. So this is where we will get our reinforcements to start with. And again, consulting the master reinforcement list. We have the Blackfish coming into Brisbane, the Capelin, the Cod, and the Creval coming into Fremantle, and the Dace coming into Pearl Harbor. So let's get those set out. Here is the Dace. So they will go into the broom box at Pearl Harbor. Leave the grouper on top there because they're going to be departing soon for the West Coast. And then the Capelin, the Creval, and the Cod are all going to Fremantle. And that leaves the Blackfish at Brisbane. Okay. And we already talked about our withdrawals that are happening. So we'll go ahead and move the grouper over here into the West Coast refit to be returned at a later date. And the other two will have to make their way back. And then our lone returning sub this week is the Tautog. So they can, I think they can come in at either Pearl Harbor or Dutch Harbor, but we're going to bring them back into Pearl Harbor. So they'll go in the broom box there. So that will do it for the reinforcement phase. Ready submarine phase. Move all of our ship side and pier side subs to ready for sea. Got one here at Pearl Harbor. That's it. So now we roll for those in the various broom boxes. We'll start here with our tenders. The billfish needs a 5 or less. Got it. The pompano needs a 4 or less. That's a 7, didn't get it. The gudgeon needs a 5 or less. That's at a weird angle here. There we go. That's better. They did not get it either. The tuna needs a 5 or less. Nope. Bad luck here at the Fulton. And the Cisco needs a 5 or less. They made it. So it looks like we're going to have 3 that are stuck there, so we'll only be able to bring 4 new ones in. All right, and then at Pearl Harbor, we've got quite a stack here. Let's take care of those. We've got the Tautog, newly returned. Needs a 5 or less. They made it. The Dace needs a 5 or less. Made it. The Pickerel, 4 or less. Nope. Pure side for them. Tarpon, 4 or less. No. Albacore, 5 or less. Yes. And Silver Sides, 5 or less. Yes. All right. Those are ready for sea. These go pier side. We just have the blackfish at Brisbane, so they'll need a 5 or less. We just made it. They're ready for sea. And then a few here at Fremantle. Ones that just arrived. The Capelin. Bad glare here. They made it. The Creval, 5 or less. Made it. And the Cod, 5 or less. Made it. Nice. All 3 of them. All right. For repairs, let's start up here at Dutch Harbor. What we got here? The S42. They need to roll a 5 or less. Got it. And we've got quite a few here at Pearl Harbor. So let's start with repair box 1. These are going to need an 8 or less. So we got the sailfish. Yes. The rasher. Yes, just made it. And the sea wolf. Yes, so all 3 of them come out of repairs. Oops. And we've got 2 here that need a 6 or less to move into repair box 1. The Pito. Yes. And the haddock. No. So the haddock stays in repair box 2. Pito, they made some progress on it. And then the seal is going to need a 4 or less to get out of repair box 3. Nope. All right, that's all of our repairs. So next, prep for operations. Move everybody up. Oops, we forgot to remove that ultra marker last week. Gonna have to try to declutter that area a little bit. Oops. Knocking our stack over here. Okay, there we go. Oh, we got one more up here. Dilutions. All right. That is going to take us to the operations segment. So let's take care of, let's see how we want to get the grayling back to Pearl Harbor. Probably going to want to come through the Banda Sea over here to the Coral Sea, and then up through either the Gilberts or the Solomons up into the transfer route, and then they'll make it the turn after that. So it's going to take them a few turns to get back. But for now, we'll just move them through the Banda Sea to the Coral Sea. And so I don't need to check to see if they have radar. Everyone does. So we no longer have to worry about shallow waters at all for transit events. Just going to impact, and I need to remember, I think I've been forgetting this. You cannot crash dive in a shallow area. So I need to make sure I check for that when we're getting these diligent escorts pop up on us. Make sure we're not in shallow waters before we try to crash dive. And then, yeah, their other effect is, of course, on reducing the ships or the submarine's defense, which that will still be in play. All right, so looks like they're on transit side. They only move through one red box in the Banda Sea, so they don't need to roll for a transit event. So they will go to the done section. And then let's see, up here in the Marshall Islands, we had the, what was this again? The halibut. They tried to get into the Fulton last week and got turned away because their damage was too severe. So they will move through the Hawaiian Islands to Pearl Harbor. No transit event check needed. And we'll roll to see what their damage is like now. And now it's superficial. Good deal. Into the broom box they go. All right. Who else we got coming back home? Got one over here. Yeah, just the one. That's the spearfish. I think we'll just bring them back down to Fremantle. So they will come through the South China Sea 1 into the Java Sea. Again, shallow water has no effect on transit moves anymore. So, and they only move through one red box in each area, no congregating risk, so no roll required for them. And let's see. Got some outbound. No, these aren't. That's right, I just flipped him. So we do have one outbound here. But this is another case here where the S-47 attempted to get into the Sperry last week and were turned away. So they'll need to come back to Pearl Harbor through the Hawaiian Islands and roll to see what their damage is. And theirs is light damage. So they will go in repair box 1. All right. Up here in the Kuril Islands, we have the S-32 coming back home, and they are leaving an area with 5 subs, so they will have congregating risk. So they will need to, this will be the, no, this won't be the governing operator. There's no red boxes here. So this will be the, no, they don't have to count the area they left. Yeah, so they don't need to do a transit event check. Never mind. But then they do need to roll to see how badly damaged they are. Ooh, they are heavily damaged. They will go into repair box 3, which up in Dutch Harbor is not a place you want to be, because you got to roll a 1 to get out. 1 or less. So they might be there a little while. All right, now we got to figure out between these, we got 1 sub coming back from the Sea of Japan, which we'll want to get into the Sperry. And they're, well, they got plenty of room. They only got 3 in there now, and all 3 of them are coming out. So they can actually take 7 subs this turn. So we'll definitely return these. Well, we'll see if they can return, because they're damaged. So they're going to move through the Kuril Islands to the North Pacific. They are leaving the Sea of Japan, which is going to give them +2 for their transit event check. No congregating risk. So that +2 and a -1 for being on transit side means they'll have a +1. So an 8 or 9 will trigger a second roll. And they got a 1. So now let's see how badly damaged they are. If it's superficial, they can stay. If not, they got to move on next week. It's definitely not. So, I think we'll go ahead and send the drum up into the Sea of Japan. We don't have any other subs that are going to be able to reach there this turn on patrol, so it's not going to cause any issues sending them in there now. So they again will have a +2 for entering the Sea of Japan, but then a -1 for being on transit side. So net +1, but now this is the governing op area, so 7, 8, or 9 will cause potential difficulties for them. They got an 8. And a 6 and a 1. They should be fine. 6, 1, no event. So they will patrol their next turn. All right. Now let's see who all's leaving here. Is it just this one? I guess it is. These are all still patrol side. Some of them are damaged, but I might risk having them do some combat, at least for 1 round. I guess we might as well send them to the Sperry as well then. So we'll shoot them over here through the bone-ins. They're leaving an area with, I think it was just 8 subs there. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there was 8 subs there, so it's just a +1 for congregating risk, which nullifies their -1 for being on transit side. So it's just a 9 that they need to avoid. And they just barely did. So now let's see how badly damaged they are. And they can also not come in. Hopefully it gets better by the time they get to Pearl Harbor. Okay, I think that's all of our returning subs. Everyone else is on patrol, which is good. So we will tackle those next. All right, we're going to go ahead and start here in the Coral Islands. So S41, search and contact roll. 3-1. It's going to be nothing. So they will do a, oh sorry, they get a +1. Almost forgot, it's an ultra area. So it's actually a sparse small convoy. So with the extra ship, it becomes 3 and 2. Well, these no solution markers basically eliminated our ultra advantage here. This one zigged away. And this one's too far. All right, so I think we'll just set up here in column A. We'll go standard attack posture. And of course, everyone has radar now, so they do have radar. So let's see what we got. Okay, we'll unflip that guy. Ooh, just stuck with the first one. All right, so let's see what we're dealing with here. It's the Shiranui. There we go, Shiranui. So they're going to be a 5. We can attempt to crash dive. No shallow waters here. So on a 0, we do not. And so they get to roll on the diligent escort row of the counterattack table. And a 5 is just barely nothing. But this is going to be rather difficult to get a valid shot. I'm not going to even target that this one because we'll have to assume it's a 1 for defense, and we know it's not. So we're either going to have a possible shot on here or no possible shot, in which case we'll just bug out, I think. Yeah, we're not going to have a shot. Because they're 5 plus 2. Well, we got to see what this actually is, but it doesn't matter. It's the Sanyo Maru. So actually 5 plus 3 plus 2 makes 10. And we are a lowly 3. So no shot possible, no counterattack. We will withdraw our endurance check. They're a D rating, so we need a 3 or less. Did not get it. All right, let's see if the S33 fares any better. 8 and 0. So 8 is going to be moderate density. 0 is a small convoy, obviously. So 4, 3, and 2. All right, we'll set up here in column A again. And I think this time, since we have several red ball targets we can choose, let's go aggressive. That'll let us flip 3 of them over instead of only 2. Oh, we don't want that one. Okay. All right, great. So I think we got to get a couple of auxiliaries here. So first one is the Katsuragi Maru. And we have the Teo Maru. Nice tonnage on both of those. So I think we'll just target those 2. Hoping for better than that. So they each get -1 for our aggressive posture. So this will be -1. Makes that a 2. We're a 3, so our 2 hit number is 1. With our DRM, we can hit on a 2 or less. We just missed it. That damage roll was quite poor anyway. No counterattack. I think now we probably want to switch back to standard. Otherwise we'll have to reveal all 3 of these. I'd rather just reveal 2 of them. So we'll do that. That's a destroyer. And that's a destroyer. These are probably going to be out of reach now. Oh, that one's only a half ASW, the Fumisuki. See if we can get lucky with this one too. Yes, we did. The Fuyo. Okay, well, maybe we do have a chance. That's from B. So we'll try again. This time they have 1 ASW. We still do get a -1. Because we're re-attack this time, but no longer aggressive. That's better. I would have preferred it on the lower defense one, but so that's a -3, so that makes him a 0. He gets 1 from the ASW. So 3 minus 1 is 2. So again, we're hitting on a 2 or less. And not even close. We do have a counterattack this time. 1 for them, plus a red box, plus 3 for the war period makes 5. We only have 2 defense, so they will be on the 3 to 4 row with a +1 for the re-attack round. 7. Probably going to be spotted. Yep. And endurance check. We did go aggressive for one of the rounds. So we need a 2 or less. Nope. So we will be forced to RTV. And next we've got the S31. Search and contact with a +1. 1-6. That's not going to cut it. So they found nothing. So endurance check with a -1. D rating. So they need a 4 or less. Didn't get that either. And we have the S35. Again, search and contact with a +1. 2-2. That's not going to cut it either. So endurance check. They're also D, so 4 or less. They did make that at least. They get to stay out another week. Next, we're going to move over these 2 from the Aleutians. So they will have a +1 to their transit event check because of congregating risk. That makes the 5th sub in the area. So an 8 or 9 is what we don't want to see. And then search and contact no longer with the +1 because of the congregating risk. 6 and 6. That'll be something. Low density, large convoy. So 3-3-2-2. All right. Debating between column B or column C. Let's try column C. And we're going to again go aggressive for the first round. Let's see what we have in our column. Good. And then let's try this one. Good. All right, so we need 1 auxiliary. It's the Tsukushi Maru. So I think we'll just target the 2 in our column. Zero and 0. They're each actually -1s. So we could go after the merchant. Be a 0, so we'd have a 3 hit on a 4 or less. Or if we go after the stores ship, they would be a 2, which would be 2 hit of 1, so we'd hit on the 2 or less. I think we'll just go after the merchant this time. So we need a 4 or less. There we go. So the S46 strikes first in October. With a 2,000-ton merchant. They go back to Cup C. Get that recorded here. 2,000 tons, 1 more ship. is no counterattack. And I think we'll stay in this column. We will revert to standard attack posture. Remember, we can't go all the way from aggressive to cautious unless we have a super skipper. So we'll go standard, and I think we'll flip over the 2 over there in column D. I think they're least likely to be something bad. We got 1. Guess we could unflip it and hope that that's... And let's try it. Oh, that's what I was afraid of. Should have stuck with the original. We know at least one of the diligent escorts in column B this time are under the rising sun flag. At least we got a smaller one, the Namikaze. So they are a 3.5. We can attempt to crash dive. Need a 0. Nope. And then diligent escort counterattack. 5 again is nothing. Oh, but they do get a +1 for the reattack round. Ugh. So we are spotted. All right, let's see what we got here for our light cruiser. The Tatsuta. All right, 2 TDC markers. Oops, guess we better put these back. Looks like we go after, probably should have 1 potentially easy shot here, so we'll put 1 on that little merchant. Hoping we can get another, or get a decent shot, or some shot anyway, at this store ship. It's a +1, that's a +1. So they're each 0s because we're in the reattack round. But that's probably not going to be good enough. That's 3.5. Definitely not good enough for them. And then this one's, yeah, 3.5 +2. So we got no shot on anything. But since it's the reattack round, they do get to counterattack us. So 3.5 rounds up to 4. And we've got 1 red box, and 3 for the war period makes 8. 2 defense, so they're going to be on the 5 to 6 row with a +1 for us being spotted and a +1 for it being the reattack round. So this could be bad. 6 on the 5 to 6 row is damaged. We're spotted and damaged. For our endurance check, we were aggressive and now we're damaged. So we need a 1 or less. Nope. Next we have the S40. Yep. They're going to patrol move over. So again, +1 for congregating risk, so 8 or 9. So we'll trigger a second roll, which they got. Ooh, 9-6. That's not going to be good. 9 and 6 is spotted, engaged, and damaged. Return to base. Okay, so that was a short-lived excursion there. Okay, do we want to send anybody else in there to take advantage of the ultra area? Probably not any of these, but I think we will send the greenling in there. Because then next turn they can get into the Sea of Japan. So might as well, or well no, actually they're going to be returning. They'll be withdrawn, so this will be kind of their last excuse me, last hurrah here before they have to withdraw. So same for them, transit event with a +1, so we don't want to see an 8 or a 9, and we got a 9, but a 3-1 is going to be nothing. Alright, so they'll get a search and contact with +1 for ultra, but -1 for congregating risk, so just a straight roll again. 6 and 9. Ooh, a task force. And it's going to be a low density task force. So 2, 3, 3, 4. Okay, so I think we're just going to go straight for column D over here. We do have a super skipper, so we get a +1 to our attack and +1 to our defense. And actually that's a +1 for each attack. So if we do a split shot, he'd actually contribute to each one. Not just increasing our attack value. So let's see, I think we want to go aggressive. Probably not until we see what we're dealing with. So let's go standard to start with. We'll just see what all we got over here in column D. Ooh, a battleship. Ooh, an aircraft. Don't like that. Can't unflip it either. And a carrier. Alright. So let's see what all we got here. First, our auxiliary. Oops. Fortunately, our battleship, unless we pull a 32,000 Congo class, is not going to be something we're allowed to find. I think we'll have to pull something else instead. Ooh, that's a nice one. Hayatomo, 16,000 tons. Oh, let's see what we get. Yep, it's the Fuso, 35,000 tons, but because of the IJN battleship doctrine, we're not allowed to find those in the Kuril Islands, and so we have to reveal a different one instead. So let's reveal this one. And then we need our carrier, and again, they're still just down to the 2. So it's going to be odd for the Shokaku, even for the Hio. And it's the Hio. Oops. Not there, here. All right. Let's see what we can do with this. target a face down one as well. So we'll go for this other red ball. Need a nice -3 on that carrier. Zero +2 +2. There it is. Oh yeah. All right, so that makes them a 1. They get 1 from the ASW, the half rounded up. So they are a 2. We're sending all 7 against them with a +1 from Grider, so that makes us an 8. So we hit on a 6 or less. Then we need a nice big attack results roll to go with it. Oh, come on. 6 would have been enough to damage it. That's unfortunate. For the counterattack, they have half here, another half here, makes 1. 1 red box, 3 for the war period. We've got 5 defense, thanks to Grider. So they're going to be on the 0 row. And they got a 4, which is nothing. All right. I think now we go aggressive. We've only got 2 more that we have to flip. Hopefully they aren't both escorts and or aircraft. Ooh, another carrier. Well, we know who that's going to be. Ooh, nice. And an oiler. Well, an auxiliary. We don't know what type yet. Let's get the auxiliary first. We know that's going to be the Shokaku over there. The Fujikawa Maru. That's from Cup C. And then we need the Shokaku over here. All right, now we get a -2 on all of these. Unless it's a printed -3, then we only get -1 on it. Let's see if we can bag one of these carriers. Not even going to bother with that little merchant. It's a decent sized merchant, 4,000 tons, but we've got better things to shoot at here. Come on. All right, come on, give us a good one. Okay, -1 isn't terrible. Ooh, that's good. Well, let's see what we got. I think I'll ignore that one. If we go here, that's a -4, so it's a -1. But then it's over a column, so that brings them back to 0, and they get 1 from the ASW. So they're a 1. So if we sent everything there, our 2-hit number would be 7. If we went after the Shokaku with all of it, we're looking at 5 plus 1 for being over, plus 1 from ASW, 7 minus 3. So he's a 4 against our 8. So that would be a 4 for the 2-hit number. This one, we're looking at 4, 5, then minus 2 for the TDC. So they're a 3. So that's a 5 for the 2-hit number. Which means hit on a 6, hit on an 8, hit on a 5. I really want to get one of these carriers, so I'm going to go after this one. Not going to bother trying to split it. 6 or less. And we need a 7 or higher for the attack results. Ooh, we got it. 1, 7. 1 is a hit. 7 for a 26,000 ton is sunk. Nice. So the greenling, just before having to go head back, sinks the CV Heo. 26,000 tons, and they are down to 1 carrier. Just the Shikaku is left. Add them to the pile of shame. Let's do the tonnage first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Moves that up, and then 20 more, and 1 more ship. So that puts us at 406 for ship count and 1,772,000 tons. Alrighty. And then their counterattack this time, well, I was going to say they have 1.5 now, but they don't because we just sank one of the carriers. So they're still just at 1, which makes it 5 total. We're at 5 defense. So again, they're on the 0 row, but they get a +2 this time. And 3 is going to be nothing. So for our endurance check, A rating, 6. Yep, no other modifiers to that, so they just need a 6 or less. And they got it, but doesn't really matter because they have to involuntarily RTB now because they are being withdrawn. I guess I didn't even need to bother to roll that. Nice job, Grider and crew. All right. How many subs does that make us there? Man, this is all the status counters on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he was the 7th. So we could get 1 more in there if we wanted to. I don't think we do. I think these guys are better off either staying here or moving over to the East China Sea. So yeah, we'll leave it at that for that ultra area. I think next we'll move over to the Sea of Japan. So we've got the shad there. Search and contact roll for them. 6 and 2. 6 is going to be moderate density. 2 is a small convoy. So we're at 3, 2, and 1. All right, we're going to set up in column B. I think we'll go standard for now. Let's see what this one is. Destroyer, to unflip you. Let's look at these two. Another destroyer. Maybe we shouldn't look at that one. Let's look at these three. No, there's no diligence over here. Okay, so we need 2 destroyers. Looking like counterattacks probably, or reattacks probably unlikely here. The Fujinami. It's one of our new ones. Just came in this month. And the Nowaki. Okay. Guess we can try to knock one of those out. Those aren't that great. We did try to go after this one. It would be 7 minus 1 is 6, but then plus 2 is 8. So he's out of reach. Looks like these are our only options over here. Whoops. And so for the merchant, I need to put an auxiliary out for that guy. It's the Kokuyu Maru. So here we're looking at 2 plus 4 is 6, plus he's over a column makes 7. So we can hit this on a 0. This is going to be the same because it's a 3 minus 1 makes him a 2 effectively. So yeah, we can only hit either one of those on a 0. So I guess we might as well go for the Euler. So we need a 0. Nope. For counterattack, they've got 4. There are 2 red boxes up there, so that makes 6. Another 3 makes 9. And we have 4 defense. So they're going to be on the 5 to 6 row with no modifier. 5. Might be spotted. Yep, almost damaged. Yeah, I think we need to skedaddle here. So we will withdraw. Endurance check with an A rating. They need a 6 or less. Hate having those guys get all the way up there and then have to turn right around and come back after one outing. Okay, and then next is the Muskellunge. Search and contact. Ooh, 9-9, high density task force. 1-2-2-4. All right, a couple of these this time, too fast in column B. And C-swell in column D. And column D is where we're going to set up. And we will go standard attack posture. Combat event. 3. Ooh, that's a torpedo malfunction, I think, isn't it? No. 2 is torpedo malfunction. 3 is Japanese patrol bomber spots submarine. So we don't even get to do anything other than try to evade this guy. So we attempt to crash dive. If we get a 0, then we get away. Otherwise, they make a roll against us. So we're rolling on the aircraft, event aircraft row this time of the counterattack table. And that could potentially require a second roll, so we'll roll both of them. Ooh, 8 is going to be really bad. It's our second roll is a 4 to 9. We're sunk, otherwise damaged in RTB. Well, fortunately, we rolled a 2 for our second roll. So we are just damaged in RTB. Well, other than that, sinking the carrier, we've been having some kind of bad luck here this week so far. Going to do it for the Sea of Japan. I think we'll go to the Yellow Sea next. All right, so search and contact roll for the snapper. 3-0. It's going to be a sparse small convoy. 2-1. We'll set up in column A. And I think we'll go aggressive. Oh, come on. Okay. Got the Hatsuharu. And the Naganami. Well, this isn't going to be fun. Okay, -2 + 1 -2. Okay, I don't know, even with ignoring their ASW, if we target them, I don't think we got a shot here. So they still have 2.5, which is going to round up to 3. Which makes him 9 -2, only brings it down to 7. So still out of reach. So let's see if we got a shot here. Oh, we are aggressive though, right? So, I mean, even that would still be out of reach. But this one, that becomes a -3. So 1 plus 1 for being over a column makes 2. And then 5 for the ASW makes 7. Then -3, puts it down to 4. So we have a 2-hit number of 1, which means we can hit on a 2 or less. And we got it. Now if we can just survive the counterattack. Snapper gets a 2,000-ton gunboat. So one more ship and 2,000 tons. And the counterattack. They've got 4 plus 1 red box makes 5. Another 3 makes 8. Wow, we've only got 2 defense. They're going to be on the 5 to 6 row with a +1 for us being aggressive. Yeah, we're going to pay for that. 5 to 6 row, and we got an 8 damaged RTB. All right. Well, I guess let's think about what we're going to do with all these. Let's see what all we have here. That one's damaged. Damaged and spotted. Damaged. Oops. We got 4 here that are unmolested at all. And then we've got, oops, okay, what happened here? I think we took somebody else's damaged marker with us. We got, yeah, dang it. This guy was spotted and damaged. Sunfish was damaged, but nobody was double damaged. All right, I'm gonna have to review the footage from the previous turn, figure out what's going on here. I'll be back. Okay, got this figured out now. So the swordfish is damaged. The sunfish is damaged and spotted. Zero is undamaged. Tenosa is damaged. S44 is damaged. And the Sea Dragon and the Tullabee are undamaged. So I think for sure we're going to send the sunfish back because they're spotted and damaged. That's too much risk. So we'll send them back through the bone-ins. So they're going to skip search and contact. I guess I should get to that first. Which means they lose their spotted marker, I believe, when they do that. Not that it's going to make a difference. And then they will transit move to the North Pacific, see if they can get into the Sperry. First, they'll need to do a transit event check because they're leaving an area with more than 4 subs, but less than 9. So they'll get a +1. So 8 or 9, well, and then -1 for transit side, sorry. So only a 9 will cause a potential issue. Then we need to see how bad their damage is. And it is superficial. So they get to come in. So they'll go to the broom box of the Sperry. And let's see what else we got. I don't think it's worth the S44. They're probably not going to be able to do much anyway, being only 3 attack. I don't think it's worth losing them, risking losing them. They will also skip search and contact and attempt to come into the Sperry. Transit event check first though. They're safe, and their damage, not damage roll, but their damage assessment, I guess. Nope. Moderate, so they can't dock there. That puts us at 3 subs now in this area, so we got to be careful now. Because we still got 3 coming out from the Sperry. But we're probably going to send them, well, we'll send, we're going to have congregating risk coming through here no matter what. If we want to send any up here, we've got, what do we got here now? 3. A couple coming back. So we definitely want to send maybe all 3 of them into there. Might as well do that now, I guess. So they're going to have a, hopefully it's just a +1. See how many subs are here without wrecking everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's only 7 there. So as they move through, they'll be the 8th. So it'll still just be a +1 for congregating risk. So we'll start with the billfish. They'll, excuse me, they'll leave from the North Pacific through the Kuril Islands into the Sea of Japan. So +1 for congregating risk, -1 for transit event side, +2 for entering the Sea of Japan. So we want to get less than a 6. We did not. 1 and 2 is going to be nothing. Let's do the same for the Pogie. Be the same roll. Looking for less than 6. Nope. 5 and 9. That might be something bad. 5, 9 is spotted, engaged, and damaged. Return to base. So spotted, damaged, and return to base. Okay. And then let's see if the grayback makes it in there. So same roll for them. Looking for less than a 6. Nope. And 6 and 9. Ugh. Come on. It's going to be the same thing. Spotted, damage, return to base. Not so much for trying to get some more subs up there to patrol. Okay, so that leaves the Sperry still able to take 6 more. All right. 4 coming out of the Fulton still too. Send them into East China Sea, I guess. Let's see. So what to do with these other ones here that were damaged? We want to risk having them patrol again. Got these 3 undamaged there as well. I'm kind of inclined, because of how poorly things went last week, to just send these guys back home rather than risk keeping them out. So we'll try to send the Tenosa. We'll skip search and contact, transit move into, I guess I should have put voluntary RTB markers on these guys. I'll try to come into there. They're still suffering from congregating risk leaving here. So 9 want to avoid, and then roll for their damage. It's heavy damage, so they cannot come in either. And that's 4 subs there now. I think we'll can't fit any more in at the Fulton right now until we send somebody out. See what we got there. Allow got a new S2 and a new S1. Let's send the skipjack out. So they'll be leaving the Marshall Islands. I think we want to send them over to the South Philippine Sea. So we'll come through the Marianas down to here. There's only 1 red box along the way, so they don't need to roll for transit event. That frees up a spot in the Fulton for the swordfish to come down through the Bonans to the Marshall Islands. Again, skipping search and contact, voluntarily RTBing, and now there is no congregating risk, so they don't have to roll for their transit. And we'll roll to see if they can get into the Fulton. Nope. All right. So now I think we're going to have these 3 that are still there just patrol in place. Let's move our current operating area there. So the Zero search and contact roll. 1-6. Found nothing. So A rating, didn't find any contacts. They need a 7 or less. Got it. Next we have the Tullabee. I found something. 6 and 8. It's going to be a low density task force. 1, 2, 2, 3. All right, we have evading over there in column D. I think we're going to set up in column C. We're going to go standard attack posture. I want We'll see what's over here. Okay, we'll unflip that one. Look at these two, I guess. Combat event. 2. That is torpedo malfunction. So we need to roll a second die to see what actually happened. And it's a 0, which is a circular run. Torpedo runs in a circle back toward the submarine. Conduct the attack round normally, but additionally conduct an attack on your own submarine. To conduct this attack, the player adds 1 to the current Mark 14 torpedo value and a specially drawn TDC marker, adding name, number, same as subtracting. And rolls a die. If the die roll is equal to or less than the result, the submarine is sunk. All right, so we'll come back to that after we finish the attack round. So that can go away. And then we still have to reveal one more. Let's go for this one. Oh, come on. Seriously? The Fumisuki. They are a 3.5. We can attempt to crash dive. We're not in shallow waters, right? Nope. So crash dive attempt. Didn't make it. Diligent escort counterattack. 1 is nothing. Okay, now we need another destroyer here. That's the Shiranui. Okay. Some TDC markers out here. -2, 0, -1, +2. So do we have any chance of targeting this one? I don't think so. Because they're going to get 3.5 from this, even ignoring theirs. That makes them an 11. -1 brings them down to a 10. Do we have a shot here? They've got 3.5 plus 2. It's 5.5, rounds up to 6, makes him a 9. 10 for going over a column. -2 on the TDC makes him an 8. Can't target that. This one, we assume it's a 1, so that's 1 plus 6 is 7, plus another for going over a column is 8. 0 on the TDC, can't target that one, which means we can't target that one, so we can't target anything. So that at least means there's no counterattack, but we still got to resolve this circular running torpedo. So my understanding, it's not worded very well here. We reworded this a bit in the rules update that's forthcoming soon, hopefully. Because all this says is to conduct the attack, you add 1 to the current Mark 14 torpedo value and a specially drawn TDC marker. So it makes it sound like that all you do is add together the torpedo value and a TDC marker. and then try to roll greater than that. But I don't think that was the intent. What I believe it's supposed to be is you actually perform an attack against your own submarine. So you use your attack value plus the Mark 14 torpedo value plus 1. And then we draw a TDC marker for ourselves, and that gets added to our defense. So we want this one to be plus 3, ideally. It's plus 2, that's pretty good. And I guess a good question, though, that I don't know the answer to is, would your attack posture modify that at all? Should probably find that out. But anyway, so we're at 7. Mark 14 value is 0, but we have to add 1 to it, so that's plus 1, so 8. And then minus our defense plus the TDC, which is 6, so that brings us a 2. So if we roll less than or equal to a 2, then we have sunk ourselves. Whew, that was close. All right, and like I said, there's no counterattack because we didn't have a valid shot. I assume you don't count the circular run as a valid shot on yourself. So do we want to re-attack? I think so, because we can move over here and get away from that diligent escort. So let's do that. And I think we stay standard. We still got the other destroyer lurking about, and who knows what might be under these. Another destroyer and another destroyer. Wow. Tullabee is just not meant to sink anything today. Unagi. And the Oite. Well, at least we've only got 3 ASW now instead of 6. Not looking good. Does have a -1, but we're still looking at 3, 4, plus 3 more is 7. So we can hit it, but we need a 0. Hey, we got it. But a 1 only damages it. That's a shame. Oh, we completely forgot to replace that guy this whole time. So maybe we didn't have a shot. We did not, because it's a Taigei with 4 defense instead of 3. So we didn't even have a shot at it. All right. So now they do get a counterattack, though, this time. So 3. 1 red box makes 4. Another 3 makes 7. -4 defense puts them on the 3 to 4 row. The +1 for reattack round. 6 is going to be spotted. And for endurance check, we never went aggressive, so we need a 6 or less. Got it. And then we have the Sea Dragon. Search and contact. 1-6, they find nothing. So endurance check. That's going to let them stay. They're B. But didn't find anything, so they need a 6 or less. Put them on top so we can, when we get to the end turn phase, we'll see that spotted marker easily. All right. Well, I think down here, I want to send at least these 3, maybe all of them, up into the East China Sea. Thinking maybe just the 3 Gatos. Let's send the Kingfish up there. Shallow water is not an issue, again, because everyone has radar. So just a 9 for the transit event check. Ooh, close. And then search and contact. 8-0 is going to be a moderate small convoy. So 3, 2, and 1. All right, let's try column B. We'll go standard attack posture. Let's see what's over here first. Oh, come on. That's got to be like half of our encounters we've come across a diligent escort now. We cannot crash dive because the East China Sea is shallow. Hatsuhara is a 5 now. So they'll get to do their diligent escort counterattack. Nothing. Flip 3 more, unflip him. Flip here, combat event. What bad thing is going to happen to us? A 4. Mechanical troubles, I think. Yep. So odd result, damage and RTB. Even result, we just move to the done section. And it's odd, of course. Damaged RTB. All right, Bluefish. Transit event check. Got a 9. Roll again. 0-7. I think that's still in the safe zone. Ooh, just barely. 0-7. Then we got our search and contact roll. 6 and 7. Low density, large convoy. 2211. All right, we're gonna try column B again. We're gonna go standard attack posture again. We're gonna look at what's in column C. We don't like what we see there. How about column B? Ooh, carrier. Maybe we can take out their last one. And of course, a destroyer has to be along for the ride. All right. So let's get our auxiliary. It's the Jingei. And you know who the carrier is, the Shokaku. And a destroyer. The Tachikaze. All right. Let's see if we can manage to do something positive here this time. -3, like that. Don't like that one. -2 on the destroyer. Excuse me. All right, looks like the Jingei is our target of choice. So they're going to get boosted by 1 from the ASW, and because we're not in the same column, so that makes them a 5, -3 makes them a 2. We're a 7, so we need a 5 or less. And we got it. Wow, big time. 0-9. Wish it could have been on that carrier. All right, so the bluefish gets the AS Jingei, 8,000 tons. Another one for the pile of shame. And 1 ship, and what did I say, 8? Yeah, 8,000 tons. I'll put us back to the 2 and kick this up to 80. All right, we get a counterattack from the destroyer at 1 + 1 + 3 makes 5. We have 4 defense, so they will be on the 1 to 2 row. Ooh, yikes. 9. It's going to be damaged. Come on. Lucky shot there. Oh boy. Well, I was thinking of sliding over and going aggressive. But now I'm a little leery of doing that. I mean, we are going to slide over because I don't want to have to reveal anything else, even though I hate moving out of the carrier's same column. But I think we better stay standard since we got damaged. Hope for a nice TDC here. I would have liked to have seen that on the carrier instead. All right, so this one, this doesn't get modified at all because it's already a -3. So 2 + 1 for the ASW is a 3. That makes him a 0. So that one can be hit on a 7 or less. And if we we wanted to try for the carrier, we're looking at 5 plus 1 is 6. Another one for going over a column makes 7. Minus 2 for the TDC makes them a 5. So we could hit that on a 2 or less. Man, as much as I want to, I think we got to take this shot here. So what would it be? Yeah, if we sent here all but 1 over there, that wouldn't be good odds. It'd bring it down to a 1 and then bring this one down to a 1 as well. Yeah, we'll just try for the merchant, 7 or less. Whoops. Here we go. All right, well, we hit it, but only damaged it. So counterattack again. I think we forgot that this was contributing a half, but it would have still been only 1 for the ASW, so no change there. So 1 plus 1 plus 3 makes 5 again. We have 4 defense, so they'll be on the 1 to 2 row. They get a +1 because we're damaged, and a +1 because it's the re-attack round. So 1 to 2 row with a +2 this time. Really, a 7? That's going to be another damaged result. So we take a second damaged marker, and then we roll to see if we are sunk. I think we have to roll less than or equal to our defense, if I remember correctly. Yep, if it's greater than our defense rating, we are sunk. So we need a 4 or less. Huh. Wow. All right. Blue fish is sunk. Another lost Gato. Takes our subs lost up to 47. Next, we are going to send the steelhead up here. Transit event check. Safe. Search and contact. 09. So that's going to be a loner. We've got a red box or a white box for the first die roll, red box for the second die roll. So the steelhead has found a loner. Let's see what they find. Will be a single ship from Cup C, since we're in War Period 3. And then we roll against our tactical rating, which is 4. And I believe it's less than or equal to 4. We set up in the same column, otherwise an adjacent column. Adjacent. All right, so let's see what we're dealing with. It's a cruiser. That's the Haguro. All right, we're going aggressive. Single TDC for them. It's not good. 5. That's a +2 because of our aggressive stance. That makes them a 7. 8 for being over a column. We got no shot. So for the reattack round, we'll slide over. Remain aggressive. That's better. So that becomes a -3. So now they're a 2 against our 7. Means the 2 hit number is 5. With our aggressive posture, we'll hit on a 6 or less. Oh. We hit, but no effect. So they get away. We get a -1 for our endurance check, but a +1 because we were aggressive. So 6 or less. That's what we need. Got it. All right. You know what? Since we lost the bluefish, I'm going to go ahead and send the sea raven in here too. So transit event check for them. Nothing. Search and contact. 6-0. It's going to be low density small convoy. 2, 2, and 1. Well, this looks quite promising, but we know how that can turn out. We'll set up in column B. Yeah, you know what? Let's go aggressive. Let's see if we can make something happen here. Auxiliary, merchant, auxiliary. Nice. Do the column A one first. I don't want to pull it from the destroyer bowl. Like, why does that have an ASW value on it? Oh, the wrong bowl. The Naruto, nice, 16,000 tons. Only 3 defense. And the Katsuragi Maru. All right, TDCs. There is super skipper possibilities here. All right, -1, -3, 0, and 0. Let's see. This one will be 1 - 3 is -2. So that will be a 2 hit number of, or actually no, we're aggressive, right? That's a -4. Oh, and actually, if we're aggressive, we were supposed to reveal another one. Oops. I did say aggressive, right? Yeah. Guys were probably yelling at me, you got to flip another one. That one is the Teo Maru. See, I kind of wish I would have done that first because I would have probably assigned those differently. But I'll stick with what I got. All right, so as I was saying, this one will be a 2-hit of 8. So it's an automatic hit with our die roll modifier. This one is a 1, so 6 minus 1. Or no, that's a -1, so it's a 0 actually. So that'll be a 2-hit number of 6. Over here, that's a -2. So 3 plus 1 for going over a column is 4, -2 is 2. 2-hit number of 4. And 3, it's going to be the same as this one, but one less for the number. So that would be a 3 for the 2-hit number. I'm thinking maybe we go for a split shot here. And then next turn, or for the reattack, we move over here. See if we can bag one or both of those. So if we do, they're 2 apart, right? Why are they 2 apart? That doesn't make sense. This is 1 minus 4, makes him a -3. Oh, because I forgot to do the extra -1. So this is actually a 9 or less to hit. Or 9 for the 2-hit number, 10 or less to hit. So yeah, so they're 3 apart. So I think we go 4 on this one, 2 on this one. So that's 2 less here, which brings it down to a 4. And that's 4 less here, which brings it down to a 5. So we can hit this one on a 6 or less. We can hit that one on a 5 or less. So we'll try the top one first, looking for a 6 or less. Nope. And then the bottom one, 5 or less. Yes. And 4 is enough to sink it. So we get the 2,000 ton. This is the Sea Raven. 2,000 ton merchant. Hoping we get both. Then if we got this one next turn, we'd have a super skipper. So that's one more ship, 2,000 more tons. There is no counterattack. For the reattack, we will slide over. And continue to be aggressive. Okay, it looks like, unbeknownst to me, my memory card filled up during the previous recording session, and we missed a few things. So let me catch you up on what happened after the camera stopped. The Sea Raven was in the middle of their attack. They had sunk a 2,000 ton merchant, had repositioned for a counterattack, and did not end up getting anything else. and then passed their endurance check. No harmful effects from the second counterattack. The bowfin, excuse me. The bowfin, I believe they moved up from the South China Sea 1 into the East China Sea, and they did not end up sinking anything, but did pass their endurance check. The puffer, which I think they may have already been in the South China Sea 1 area, I don't recall exactly, but in any event, they end up getting sunk. So our lost sub count is now at 48 due to that. And I think the only other thing was the sturgeon moved up into the South China Sea 1 area. We rolled for their search and contact, and they got, I believe it was a low density large convoy, which I have set up. And that is where I had intended to stop recording, even though it had actually stopped prior to that. So this is where we are. Sturgeon patrolling in the South China Sea 1. Low density large convoy. So we need to decide what they're going to do. This one is too fast. So I'm thinking probably set up in column B so we can take a peek at what's over there in column C and then move away from it if we don't like it. We'll go standard attack posture, light cruiser, okay. Destroyer. Unfortunately, we have to flip all 4 of these, so radar isn't going to help us here. Oiler, possibly, and a merchant. All right, good. Not too bad. Replace the destroyer first. It's the Unagi. Our auxiliary is the Tsukushi Maru. And a light cruiser. The Sendai. All right, TDC markers. +3 there, -2. Okay, that's pretty good. -2 on him, and a 0. All right, I'm thinking. Excuse me. We go after the Tsukushi Maru. So that's going to be 3 + 1 from ASW + 1 for being over a column makes 5. -2 for the TDC. So they are a 2 or less to hit. We should try to go after the destroyer. That would be we'd ignore his ASW. So 6 - 2 is 4. We need a 1 or less to hit the destroyer. So I think we'll just go for this one here. So 2 or less. Nope. Counterattack will be 1 + 1 + 3 is 5. We have 2 defense, so they'll be on the 3 to 4 row. 1 is nothing. All right. think we'll just stay here. And the question is, do we switch to aggressive? I think the answer is yes. Start over here this time. Come on. All right. 0 plus 1. Don't like those. Don't care about that one really. Oh, come on, really? Wow. Well, these two are going to be equivalent, so we might as well go for that one again. This will be a -2 this time. So 3 plus 1 plus 1 makes 5. -2 is 3, so it's the same shot. Well, almost. So we need a 2 or less for the 2 hit, or the 2 is the 2 hit number. But because we're aggressive this time, we get a +1 or -1 DRM, so we can actually hit it on a 3 or less this time. And just missed it. 1 wouldn't have mattered anyway. All right, so again, counterattack will be the same on the 3 to 4 row, but this time they'll get a +2. Ooh, that's bad. 3 to 4 row, 11 sunk. So 3 subs sunk already this week. What was the who was that again? Sturgeon. Every time I try to get a little aggressive to make something happen, there you go and roll a 9. Alright, so it's going to put us at 49 subs lost. And we'll go ahead and move the pike into the South China Sea 1. And they will do a transit event check. Anything but a 9 is what we want. And then search and contact. 8 and 9. Moderate density task force. So 2, 2, 3, and 4. All right, we've got zigged away and too far. All right. I think we probably want to minimize our risk here. Set up in column C, or B, sorry. And we'll go standard attack posture. Let's see what this one is. Okay, we'll unflip that. Flip this one instead. And then we'll flip this one. Oh, combat event. Something good this time, please. 7. I think that's counterattack attack. Yeah, or counterattack combat. So the counterattack happens before the combat round, but there isn't going to be a counterattack, so we don't have to worry about that. So no effect. All right, so let's get a couple of TDC markers. Okay, -2, good. +2. All right, so here we've got 2 + 1 for being over a column, and then -2, so it's a 1. We've got 4, so we need a 3 or less to hit that. Nope. And so on to the re-attack round if we so choose to stay. We won't have to flip that over, which is a good thing. So yeah, I think we'll just slide over to C. Thinking maybe we go cautious, so we only have to flip one of those over. Yeah, let's do that. Let's flip this bottom one. Okay. Light cruiser. This one popped out, so we'll go with it. The Naka. And 2 TDCs again. All right, -1 +3. Okay. So this becomes a -2 because it's the re-attack round. So this time they're a 0. Excuse me. So we need a 4 or less now. Hey, finally. 3, is that going to be enough for 5,000 tons? It is not. It's only damaged. Man. Again, no counterattack, so we just go to the endurance check. And, something I just realized, I've been forgetting that our sub with the super skipper can actually do a second re-attack round. I'll have to remember that next time. I think they're going in for a refit, so it might be a little while, but been neglecting to take advantage of that, I think. Okay, so C rating, we didn't go aggressive, so we need a 4 or less. Nope. All right, not much left here. Just the permit, I think. So what do we want them to do? We're going to have 3 coming out of the Fulton, which will probably send excuse me, guess maybe we'll send them to the North Philippine Sea so we can afford to have another one in there. So let's have the permit patrol move up to here. And so transit event check, anything but a 9. Good. And search and contact 20. I don't think that's going to be good enough. Nope, just missed it. So they're a C rating, didn't find any contact. So they will get they need to get a 5 or less. Nope. RTB for them. Almost out of RTB markers again. All right. So that is everyone that was at C, what I can tell. So let's decide what we want to do with these subs coming out. So we've got the 3 leaving from the Fulton. It's over here in the Marshall Islands. And like I said, I think we'll send those into the North Philippine Sea. So they're just moving through 2 areas that only have 1 red box. They are on transit side, so no need to roll for a transit event. And we'll flip them to patrol side there. And now for the ones coming out from the bases, we have the option to form wolf packs now. So let's review what that entails and what our limitations are. I know there's only a certain number that we can have until our wolf pack experience increases. All right, so here's the section on wolf packs. Can only be done at a major base. All units must start out from the base at the same time and arrive at the Wolfpack's hop area at the same time. A minimum number of submarines in a Wolfpack is 3. Must be in the ready for sea box. Prior to the experience marker reaching 9, which it's currently at 0, we can only deploy 1 wolf pack, cannot exceed 3 submarines. Once we get to 9 wolf pack experience, then we can have up to 3 wolf packs, and they can be up to 4 in them. And then once we reach 15, we can deploy up to 5 at a time, and they can have up to 6. So that's the maximum. And then just a bit about if they ever fall below 3, the wolf pack disbands. They move together. There's 2 different types, group or barrier, which just determines how you search for contacts. If you want to have a better chance of finding something, you can do it as a barrier pack, but then you risk not all of the submarines being able to participate. And they just do a single, or no, sorry, each Wolfpack member does a transit event check, but they get a -1 for being a member of a Wolfpack. And for combat, it talks about how diligent escort, you randomly choose one to be the target of that. What else we got here? Combat events only apply to the one that revealed it. And then all of this stuff. I was looking for how we get experience. So yeah, and then when they have to roll to see if they're able to reattack. And you can never do a bonus reattack even if you have a super skipper. The entire wolf pack is either spotted or not spotted. Here we go. If 2 or more subs in a wolf pack sink an enemy ship in one combat phase, the wolf pack gains a wolf pack experience point. So we've got to do that 9 times in order to get to the next level. All right, so we can form 1 wolf pack, and it can only have 3 submarines in it. So let's see who our best choice for that might be. We've got a Gato and 2 Balaus here at Fremantle. That seems like a good choice. There's only 1 sub at Brisbane, so we can't do it there. And then coming out of Pearl Harbor, we do have 3 Gatos, a T and a P1. So I'm thinking we probably want our best subs in the wolf pack. we will have these three coming out of Fremantle, form a wolf pack, and I need to find the counter for designating that. Got put away when I took all this stuff down last time. So let me pause here while I search for that. All right, found it. We got 5 of these pack markers, numbered 1 through 5. You use to designate your wolf packs. Like I said, right now we're only allowed to have 1, so we'll use the number 1. And all subs underneath the marker are considered to be part of the wolf pack, so they'll necessarily have to always be on the bottom of the stack if there's other subs in the area. So let's go ahead and send them out. And we will send them from Fremantle up through the Java Sea into the South China Sea. Oh, the other thing about wolf packs that I should mention regarding transit events is how they contribute to congregating risk. I think you only count a fraction. Like, you don't count every single sub toward congregating risk. I forget what the ratio is though. Let's see. It's not in the wolf pack section, so it must be under congregating risk. Let's see where that is. Section 22. Yeah, wolf packs and congregating risk. Every 2 fractions rounded up submarines in a wolf pack count as 1 submarine for purposes of congregating risk. So it's basically half rounded up. So these 3 submarines will only count as 2 toward congregating risk. So they'll move through the Java Sea into the South China Sea 2 area. And again, everyone has radar now, so we don't need to worry about the shallow water. And since they're on transit side, and since they're a wolf pack, they will actually get a -2 for transit event checks. Just checking to make sure. Yep. I had that on my consolidated DRM list. So they do get a -1 if they're part of a wolf pack, and another -1 for being transit side up. So they will not need to roll for a transit event check there. And we will have them flip to patrol side. And that way they can get into action next week. We can see how that works. All right. Then our lone sub that's leaving from Brisbane, the Blackfish, we will have go up into the Bismarck Sea, I think. So they'll go from there to there, and there's no red boxes in either of the areas they went through. So we will have them patrol from there next turn. Probably move them up into the South Philippine Sea. And then we've got our, I think it's about 5 here in Pearl Harbor. 3 Gatos, a T, and a P1. So we're pretty full up here in the North Pacific op area. We've got 1 in the Marshall Islands op area. So, I mean, they're not going to need to roll. There's no transit event concerns, at least this turn, for moving into the Marshall Islands because there's no red boxes there. there would be for North Pacific. I think these are all coming back though, right? So I think we'll just, when they leave, they won't have to do a transit event check because they'll be moving through the Hawaiian Islands. So I think we're okay bulking that up a bit. So I think we'll send our, because I generally like to have the better subs up in this area and send the weaker subs down in this area. So I think we will send the 3 Gatos to here. And they've got -1 for being on transit side, but +1 for congregating risk. So they'll each have to do a transit event check with no modifier there. So we're looking for anything but a 9. So we'll do the silver sides first. They're good. The albacore, they're fine. And the dace, they're good. So now the question is, do we flip them patrol side or leave them transit side? I think we'll leave them transit side because we want to get them further in. We'll just put them underneath all this. Just making sure none of these were outbound. Okay. And that leaves the other 2, the tautog and the porpoise, to come into the Marshall Islands. And again, they won't have to do any transit event check because there's no red boxes along that path. And I think these will actually let them patrol from here. So they can get over into either the Marianas or the Bonans next turn, which will be fine for them, I think. All right, that is all of our subs that were ready for sea. That will conclude the operations segment. Go to the end turn segment. Conclude turn phase. There's no weather, so we can skip that. Spotted markers. We'll get rid of these ultra markers as well. Where's the other one at? Oh yeah, up in the Coral Islands. All right, so spotted markers. Don't have any here. None down here. None there. We've got the 1 right there. 6 or less. Nope. That was the only one in that pile. We do have some up here. Let's roll for that one. They get rid of it. If we got any more? Yep, there's another one. They keep theirs. Be careful not to get these mixed up again. Okay, there's a spotted. They lose it. And that's all for that one. Oops. Let's see, do I have any in here? I think these were all just RTB and damaged. Yeah, those are the 3 new ones. Okay, we do have at least one here in the Coral Islands. Roll for that. Keeps it. If there's any more hiding in here. Yes. Whoops. Get back here. Okay, we'll roll for that one. That one goes away. There's another. And that'll be the last one, it looks like. And they keep it. We're going to move this one down to the bottom since he's staying. All these others got to come back. Okay, that's it for spotted markers then. Advance the date markers. It's not time for war progress check. So we are on to week 2 of October 43. And that's where we will pick up next time. But for now, thank you all for watching. And we will see you in the next episode.